Hey, it's Bruce Hill, New Skill to You. We're going to talk about goal planning, not goal setting, goal planning today. So if you're new here, we believe one new skill will change your life. You hear me say that a lot. We work on your personal professional development with the emphasis on sales, all things sales enablement, sales operations, sales training, sales coaching. As we believe when you grow the people, you grow the business. So let's jump into it. Especially, we'll see when I upload this, but it's January of 2024. And of course, we always have the New Year's resolution. And I need to get me like a nice whiteboard. uh, Someone remind me to get a whiteboard for business present. And so we set these goals, resolutions, whatever you want to call them, for the year. And then how long does it take before we forget about them? How long until we say, oh, let's lower that a little bit? Or how many times have you got to the end of the year? And you're like, man, I didn't do anything on my list. So there's different, there's so many people that talk about manifesting, goal planning. I don't want to go too far down what there's already hundreds of videos on. So I want this to be actionable for you. So write this down if you're a note taker. Note takers, money makers. Where's my pen? When you set a goal, that's the beginning of the process, not the end. And a lot of people stop there. They say, hey, I want to lose 100 pounds. I want to gain 100 pounds. I want to make $1 million. And that's fine. But and I'm going to follow along with you so I don't repeat myself. But that's really the beginning of the process. Now, what if you don't know how to lose weight, gain weight? Let's not use weight as a metric. Let's use getting healthy. And we'll walk you through how we plan for success after we set the goals. So let's use I plan to get healthier. All right, that's my plan. That's my goal for 2024. If you've heard of SMART goals, we're going to make some adjustments to that framework. So the first one is specific. Getting healthier isn't specific. We'll go back around to that in a second. Now, the M, I really like. I spoke to a coach today. Shout out to Lincoln K of Serve with Passion. His M is meaningful. So, no, let me go through the list and we'll circle back around. And I actually adjusted mine to adopt his M for meaningful. The A here at New Skills New You stands for ambitious. I encourage you to set goals too high, and I'll tell you why. The R, I chose relatable. He chose, what was the word he used? We both agree that it's not realistic. We don't want you to be realistic because what you've been doing for the past week, month, year, decade is the reflection of who you are today. Right. So if you continue being realistic, you're going to end up with the same results. I'm getting off track. I'm getting off track. So I like to use relatable. How is this personal to who you are? So meaningful is where you're going, relatable is where you are now. And the T, we actually put tracking on there. And I believe that's probably the number one thing anyone can start doing to better achieve progress towards their goals. Because if you were to track every day and eventually you're like, man, it's been 8 days since I've gone to the gym, you would catch yourself falling off track faster than if you wait to the end of the year, like, oh, snap, it's been 8 months since I've been to the gym. Okay. Specific, meaningful, ambitious, relatable, or relevant, and tracking. So let's go with specific. That means, can I clearly explain it to someone else? So for let's get healthier, what does that mean to you? And that's why I try to be better about weight. Because if you start lifting heavy, you might actually gain weight, but be in better shape. So specific might be, I want to be able to run a 10K from start to finish. And not even say, hey, I want an hour 10K, or maybe I'm trying to beat a world record. I just want to get from start to finish. That's specific. If you say, I want to be able to move my body weight in three different directions, right? Overhead press, chest press, leg press. Okay, that's specific. Maybe it's a cholesterol level. Maybe it's blood pressure. Okay, those are specific, and that means they're automatically measurable, and then that makes tracking possible. Right. So be specific. Um, Meaningful. Why do you want to accomplish this? What will it mean to you on the other side of this goal? So when we talk about meaningful, I don't want you to say, man, I'm going to learn how to quilt. But on the other end of your life, you really love cooking and you love the outdoors and you love being in motion and moving around. So why do you want to sit still at something that can be very tedious when that's not meaningful to you? And it doesn't help you get closer to who you want to be in the future. Now, for someone else to say, man, I want to learn how to quilt because my grandma used to quilt. She made this blanket. She's no longer with us. I want to be able to do that too as a memory for her. That's meaningful. I look at that. I wake up in the morning like, man, I got to quilt again. I hate quilting. Versus, hey, I really enjoy this experience and I feel closer to someone I love very much. That's where we talk about being meaningful. It doesn't have to be so dramatically life changing where you're a brand new person, your whole life changed. It can be something very, very simple. It's just got to change you here in your heart. Okay. Okay. Ambitious. Oh, I love this one. Dream big, start small. Dream big, start small. So a lot of people are like, oh, 100 pounds is a lot, or $1 million is a lot. Good. They're like, well, Bruce, if you set your goals too high, you're disappointed if you don't hit them. Yes, that's the point. If you set a goal, my goal this year is to make an extra $1,000. Okay. So then I get to the end of the year, like, man, I didn't hit my goal. Oh well. I didn't care. And that goes back to it being meaningful. I don't care about that goal. $1,000 may be helpful, but it's not life-changing money, right? When I said I'm gonna lose 5 pounds this year, that's not a life-changing difference. That's not, and again, I'm not saying you have to have a dramatic transformation where last year is nothing like this year, although I do love those. What I'm saying is be careful that you talk your goals down because you think you can hit it, or you're like, I'm pretty sure I can do this. I encourage you to set goals beyond your current capability. Let me say it again. Set goals beyond your current ability. Set them too high. I want you to be disappointed if you don't make it because it's meaningful. I want it to be so meaningful to you. Like, man, I got to make this happen. I don't know how, but I got to make this happen. And this is where the goal planning comes in. This is where the goal planning comes in. I want to actually change something. Quick pivot. Instead of relatable, because that's too close to meaningful, let's do review or maybe recalibrate. So a specific, meaningful, ambitious review, and then tracking. Recalibrate and tracking. And the reason I want that, when we're done being ambitious, you're like, man, I set this goal really high. I don't know if I can hit it. I want you, I don't worry about how. You can figure that out. And that's part of that review. I want you to focus on the step for the day. And this is a secret where you'll make more progress and you'll achieve more of your goals, you'll achieve more success. Let's use $1 million. If you've never made $1 million, this is perfect. If you have made $1 million, just change it to from a year to a month. Okay. When you set a goal too high, what happens, you have to evolve, you have to expand, you have to increase in order to reach that goal. There's a concept called be, do, have. Who do you have to become in order to do the things to have that level of success? And this is where that review comes in and it pairs with the tracking. As we go month by month by month, how much progress will we make? Be careful. You'll look at how far you go have to go, you'll get discouraged. Say, how much progress have we made on our way towards their goal. And when you pair that with tracking and that consistency, whether it's daily, weekly, whatever's appropriate for your abilities, for your time, and your resources, you'll find it's a lot easier to hit those goals. And what happens, you may not hit that $1 million, you may not hit that healthy, and you'll be a little frustrated. I want you to because it was meaningful, but you are going to be so proud of yourself for how much you've accomplished that you're going to set up even higher the next year. And the problem is, if you set your goal too small, let's say you lose 5 pounds. Say I want to lose 5 pounds. The one friend, poor guy's been like 120 for his whole life. He's like, maybe he wants to gain 5 pounds. Because I think I can do that. So over the year, you gain 5 pounds. You're not really proud of yourself. You're not really impressed with the effort. You're not really, it wasn't as meaningful to you. Now, when you increase that, the effort it takes to transform who you are to become who you want to be is where the magic happens. And that's where when we talk about when we do trainings for individuals or companies, it's not always a do step one, two, three, four. Yeah, obviously, if we're onboarding a CRM or if we're doing a phone sales training or code outreach training, there are very specific actions you have to take. What I found is more powerful is teaching people how to be the best version of themselves. And so we use this SMART framework as part of that personal evolution, that personal growth, so we can grow the business. So specific, meaningful, ambitious, review, and tracking. Hope that helps someone get closer to where they want to be. I'm Bruce Hill, New Skills New You. Until next time, one new skill will change your life.